When Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare was first announced, I couldn't help but do a double take. Plants vs Zombies, a touchscreen optimised tower defence game that helped pioneer mobile gaming, was now becoming a third-person class-based console shooter. Garden Warfare invaded the Xbox series of consoles with moderate success earlier this year, however, gaining some detractors but also a lot of fans along the way. Now the game has fully bloomed and crept its way onto the PC, on which I've finally been able to try it for myself, and I'm pleased to say that PopCap has allayed my fears completely. Even though Garden Warfare is a complete genre shift for the series, it's still very much Plants vs Zombies at heart. You'll recognise all of the playable characters as both friends and foes from the Tower Defence original, and everyone's favourite nutter, Crazy Dave, also makes a return. The bitter rivalry between Greenery and the Living Dead is stronger than ever, and the new third-person shooter format feels more liberating and chaotic in comparison to slow-moving, rigid lanes. Garden Ops feels the most familiar, in which you team up as the plants to protect a garden against waves of AI-controlled zombies. There's a good variety of stages, plant defences and randomised boss waves to keep the mode feeling fresh and different every time, although after a while you'll get the competitive itch and want to face human opponents. Thankfully, competitive multiplayer is where the game excels, with a selection of modes that will be recognisable to shooter fans. Team Vanquish is your typical team deathmatch, and a welcome map variant for beginners eases you gently into this. Vanquish Confirmed is an obvious nod to Kill Confirmed from Call of Duty, whilst Garden and Graveyards is an objective-based mashup of Battlefield's Rush and Conquest modes. Garden Warfare also draws inspiration from Obliteration, with the humorous gnome bomb game type in which you cart an exploding gnome to enemy bases. Far from the realistic battles of these first-person shooter staples, however, the zany selection of classes and weapons feels much more in tune with Team Fortress 2. Each character feels distinct with their own set of stats and abilities. Play as the frail Sunflower and you'll be skirting around foes and healing teammates with sunlight, whilst the deadly Chomper burrows underground and swallows enemies whole for a one-hit kill. On the Zombies side, you'll be able to choose from characters like the Engineer, equipped with mines and drones, and the All-Star, who wields a heavy machine gun and sprint tackles opponents. Needless to say, the diversity of classes keeps the battlefield unpredictable and exciting, and gives you plenty of different playstyles to practice and master. Garden Warfare shares another trait with its Valve team shooter peer, and that is in its visual style. The world bleeds colour and charm, with cartoony levels and characters that are obsessively animated down to every last pixel. Plants and Zombies dash and bounce around with exuberance, to the point where the game is a joy to simply watch. Team Fortress 2 hat fans will also be pleased to hear that many aspects of your character are customisable, with a huge array of skins and accessories that range from cute to ridiculous. It's obvious to see the many points of inspiration that Garden Warfare is drawn from, but it would be a disservice to call it a clone. It deftly weaves together successful ideas while staying faithful to the franchise's source material. A melting pot that is reassuringly familiar yet completely unique all at once. One interesting system which Garden Warfare hinges on is collectible playing cards. Playing matches earns you coins, which in turn can be spent on a variety of card booster packs. Inside you'll find cards that give you plant defences to use in Garden Ops, character accessories and card sets which unlock new characters on completion. Rather than a linear unlock path, these are a clever way to introduce the element of surprise into earning new items and rewards. Unfortunately, the card system has left a bitter taste in some people's mouths for one reason: there's the option of microtransactions with which to buy in-game coins and unlock items quicker. This system will be familiar to anyone who's downloaded free-to-play games on their smartphone, but the difference here is that Garden Warfare is not free. Whilst the backlash here is understandable, it's ultimately unwarranted. Just like Battlefield shortcut packs, the microtransactions are an option, but nothing more. Paying money will help you unlock items quicker if you're strapped for time, but it won't really give you much of an in-game advantage. Coins are awarded at a generous rate through normal gameplay, and the average player will arguably find it more rewarding to put in the time and unlock everything naturally. One flaw I found, on my system at least, was with the keyboard and mouse controls, which felt noticeably sluggish and unresponsive. Your mileage may vary, but plugging in an Xbox 360 controller was like night and day for me. Garden Warfare was initially designed with consoles in mind, and it shows. With a controller plugged in, it's a dream to play, making it one of the rare shooters I've found better to play with this method. Other than this blip, the PC port is well realised and has presented no other technical issues. As with playing any game on a souped up machine, you'll enjoy Garden Warfare at its crispest and smoothest. Yes, you can bask in the smug glow of knowing that what you're seeing is true 1080p at 60 frames per second, as opposed to upscaled 900p on the Xbox One and a paltry 30 frames per second on the 360. Garden Warfare is a solid package all round that's enjoyable to play whilst planting hooks to keep you interested in the long term. If there's one other point to bear in mind, and this can't really be levelled as a criticism, it's a very multiplayer centric experience. There's not a lot here for solo players unless you fancy tackling garden ops on your lonesome, and that's no fun.